Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook fam. It's your boy Big Q. I'm joined by my homie from up there. Hey, look, Glass. We gonna talk about your Chicago team today. But what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
Well, it was all good till you see we talking about my Chicago Bears, man. My hometown Chicago
Hey,
Bears.
look.
That's the reason why that's one of the reasons why I'm a diehard Denver Bronco fan.
There you go, man. Hey, look.
I can't
I just didn't want you to be surprised. That's that's all it was. I didn't want you to be surprised, man. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But listen, as we get ready for week 3 in the NFL, which I know we got we got your Pick'em League, which I don't know if you saw the moves I pulled last week.
I see.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you saw that. I'm just saying. I'm rounding in the phone.
Moves, man. Where'd you move? You moved from 25th to where'd you move to?
Look, I'm
top 10, my man.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Look, I ain't playing around. On Sunday, right? So on Sunday show, me and Verna B, we do the Sunday picks or whatever. She had me by 3 games. I'm creeping up back on her. I think she got me by 2 now. So this year gonna be different. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? This year gonna be different. Look, I want to welcome.
Hey, pump the brakes. It's only week 2, bro.
Look, actually, we're going into week 3. Okay, we're going to week 3.
Okay.
But I want to welcome everybody who's watching to 3 and Out with Glass and Big Q. This is our morning show where we tackle and debate sometimes. Most of the time we have a disagreement on things. But we tackle the major storylines going into week 3, and we got a pretty good show lined up today. We're actually going to talk about the new concussion protocol and how it may or may not be the right thing for the NFL to do, and we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about how Stephen A. Smith on ESPN just completely ripped your boy Jay Cutler apart, and was it justified? Was it is he speaking the truth? And I got some things to say about Jay Cutler, right? You already know that. And then of course we're gonna end the show on a controversial note. Due to the recent events that have happened in this country, the Colin Kaepernick conversation now is taking on a new tone, because now I think people can actually, the veil has been lifted, so you can't pretend like Colin Kaepernick is all for himself, or has his own agenda, and we'll discuss that too as we go along. But first, Glass, we hinted about this on TeamBoydTV Live. We talked about it for a few minutes, me, you, and JB on Monday night. This new concussion protocol. So you got the rules in front of you or no?
No, I don't have the rules in front of me. I'll get it in a minute, though.
Okay, because I know it's a little bit different, because as of right now, as we speak, my Carolina Panthers are still under investigation of whether or not they went all the way through with the concussion protocol for one Cam Newton in that week 1 game against your Denver Broncos, right? So, they still investigating the Carolina Panthers, and they threaten them with draft picks and stuff like that. So you know the story with that. So they still looking into it. But since then they have changed a few things, right? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Now is if a player take a big hit, and we've seen some stuff. We saw it with Tyrod Taylor in the Buffalo Bills game against the Baltimore Ravens, and we saw it with somebody else. I think we saw it twice, where the player takes the big hit, and then the referee sees it, they pull the player out of the game immediately, and that player has to stay out at least 1 play, right? I think that's what it is. But to go through the testing and whatever to see if they're okay, so they can come back in. So they won't run into the situation like they did with Cam Newton, where he's taking all these shots to the head, and they leaving the onus on the player, right? So the player goes to the sideline, coach say, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah." Go back in, and now we got a Case Keenum incident like we did last year. So first, I want to get your thoughts on how this is being executed, and if you agree with it, and if you think this is a step in the right direction.
From what I understand, from what I've seen so far, I do agree with it, because I've told you time and time again. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know when you see signs of a concussion.
Yeah.
Anytime a player holds his helmet trying to get his bearing straight, that's all you need to know before you go out there and pull him out there. Your boy Cam Newton did it. Number one, he didn't get off the ground quick enough.
Right.
He rolled over, still trying to get his bearing straight. He got up, he held his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You need to check on him, which they didn't. That's the reason why the Panthers need to be under investigation. But with Tyrod Taylor, he got hit by 3 jets at one time, laid there motionless for a good 3 seconds. They try to pop. A player's gonna pop up and act like he didn't get concussed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like I said during the show Monday night, I gave kudos to Ed Hockley. He went in there and told you gotta get out there and get checked, man.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to be done. This is a barbaric sport, a gladiator sport. The whole purpose of the sport is to impose your will on the opposite team and score points. Yeah. So it's going to happen. I don't care how safe the NFL is going to try to make it. Things are going to happen. As we said Monday night, 7 running backs went out because of knee injuries. It's going to happen. So you got to do the best you can to keep these people stable and have a long life after their football career is over. Right. So kudos to them. And I think the other player that happened to is a Minnesota lineman. Yeah, they pulled him out.
Yeah. Now listen, this is what some would pose the question now, and this is just a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of I guess where you from and what age bracket you in. Some people would say, man, like this thing is watering the game down, it's making it soft. They played in the 80s and 90s without this concussion protocol stuff. Players are softer now, all this kind of stuff. I don't know if I agree with all of that because times have changed a little bit. And we have the knowledge now to diagnose these things. I'm with that. The problem I got with this, I don't know if I like I ain't gonna say I don't know if I like it. I don't know how this pulling the player from the game is going to work out. For whatever reason, I just knowing how every NFL team is looking for that competitive advantage, right? And you've made this statement on numerous occasions. Any chance you get to talk about this, you talk about this, how you would purposely tell your players, look, this is what you guys got to do, right? So, so the issue, in my opinion, is this. Knowing how every team in the NFL is looking for that competitive advantage, this new rule is set into place when you know for sure that if you ring this dude's bell, they got to pull him out of the game, at least for one play. You know what I mean? And so, again, we saw situations where I forget that they pulled Tyrod Taylor out of that game for that one play, brought in the backup quarterback, and he almost threw an interception, which could have turned the tide of that game. And a crazy, because the score was that's when they finished that game 13-7. There wasn't a whole lot of points being scored in that game anyway. Right. You know what I mean? So and so your thoughts on that, because I do believe that going that, like, maybe not early, not maybe this early, but as we get closer to the end of the season, when people trying to make these playoff pushes and then things really start to matter whether or not you win, because a lot of these games have been close. Week 1, a lot of games were decided by 1 point or one possession, like you said. And with this new weapon, defensive coordinators, they got something else up their sleeve to use. And I don't know how you feel about it.
All right, let me ask you. Okay, I'm gonna ask you questions. You ask me the question. I'm gonna ask you questions to answer my question.
Okay.
I know that probably didn't make sense to people out there, but just roll with me.
Yeah.
All right, AQ. Do you believe in a concussion protocol?
I believe in the concussion protocol. I just I'm just saying. It's open up a can of worms. It's the right thing to do. Yes.
So we do believe that concussion protocol need to be instated in the game.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. If somebody look like they concussed, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to stop the game? It's already a 2-hour game. You're gonna make it stop for another 30 more minutes every time. I think the way it's set up is the best way we could set it up. It's just a matter of look. Just like I know how the NFL works. You know what's gonna happen. And and then what you gonna do then? There's nothing you can't do. The sport is consistent of defensive coordinator. I ain't gonna say defensive coordinator. Coordinators in general, head coaches in general, finding an advantage to a situation that's brought upon them. So that means, okay, they're gonna pull this player out who is supposed to be the general of the team, and if the general of the team, you're gonna get them set back for a couple of plays. I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
If this means we're gonna cut the head of the snake, we're gonna cut the head of the snake by any means necessary.
Yeah.
So as me as a defensive coordinator, we're gonna try to lay hands or helmet, like I say, helmet to helmet. I'll give you 15 yards, get my man up out of there for a couple of minutes so we can handle our business.
Right.
It is what it is. So there's always gonna be a advantage / disadvantage on every occasion when it comes to any kind of protocols, whether it's safety or what have you.
Listen, I look at it, and I'm just saying, I ain't saying that I'm Nostradamus or nothing like that, but I look at the rules, that the new rules that have been put into place, this concussion protocol rule, coupled with the unsportsmanlike conduct rule.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, if you think about it, you got 22 chances to knock somebody's block off. 22, and that's just on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
22 chances. So, because you have to have two unsportsmanlike conduct calls on the same player for him to be ejected. So they're giving you free reign. You got 2 chances in the game per player.
You at least got 7.
Right.
To 8.
Right.
You got the 7 linemen. Yeah. You probably got a cornerback coming in for a blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
This changes the game. Look, I don't know if you agree. These 2 rules put together, they're gonna change the way defensive coordinators, especially in tight games, especially in playoff games. I mean, imagine if this was in place during the Super. Now, I'm just saying this is just hypotheticals. If this was in place during the Super Bowl, that game would have had a completely different. I mean, it would have been different. I don't know. Maybe the same team would have won, but the game wouldn't have played out the way it played out. It would have been different. I mean, because Aqib Talib would have been ejected.
He was laying hands on your boy, so
Aqib Talib would have been ejected from that game. He would have been ineffective because he would have been gone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He would have been gone.
With your name. Yeah.
TJ Ward probably would have been out of there too.
No, he had one more to go.
Yeah, he had one more. Okay, cool. I'm just saying things would have looked a little bit different. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know.
But everything changes in this league almost every year. We already know that you can't touch a wide receiver like you used to off the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't. If you touch the helmet of the quarterback. There's a lot of things that's changed in this league, so you just got to adapt with the change.
You do. I don't know. I'm just interested to see how this one play out. I wanted us to talk about it first because ain't nobody really thinking about it this way. They're just looking like, right now, they're just looking at the Panthers because they feel like the Panthers didn't do what they were supposed to do. And, honestly, I kind of want to side with Ron because I got to because he's my man. You know what I mean? But because, he brings up the Luke Kuechly situation from last year and how he sat one of his best players for 3 weeks because of the concussion protocol. And he's a man of dignity and he don't like people questioning his dignity and stuff like that. But at the same time, in this Cam Newton situation, I feel like it was a little bit different. I ain't saying that Ron Rivera and his staff violated. It wasn't handled the same way as Luke Kuechly. And I don't know if you agree with that or not.
I kind of disagree. I already told you I disagree because the man, Cam Newton, was stretched out on that field. Mm-hmm. He gets up, he holds his helmet. That's when I'm not even going to blame it all on the Panthers. The third party in the NFL should have came out there and told him you had to sit down so we could check on you. Right. Nobody want to check on him. I know he's a key player of the game. It's a Thursday night game, primetime game. It was the score was close and you needed him up in that game, but we're not talking about the game. We're talking about the player.
That's right.
So I'm on the blame. I'm going to go ahead and blame the Panthers on that part because you thinking about this one game, which is the game 1 of the season.
Game 1 of the season.
And you need him 15 more times during this season.
Yeah.
You should put him out for that time.
I just feel like, going back to the Luke Kuechly concussion, he went to the sideline and he wasn't even laid out like Cam and crawling on his knees and he wasn't even going through all of that stuff. So it wasn't even very clear whether or not he had a concussion or not. He goes to the sidelines. We don't see him for 3 weeks. Cam crawling, rising in pain, all of this, and he comes right back out for the next play.
So do you think something was wrong with that situation?
Something was wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Something is wrong. And if you got what they call them, the third party doctor, whoever on the sidelines, you can't just look at Cam like, Cam, you good, you all right, and he's like, yeah, I'm good, I'm all right.
Right.
But you sit Luke Kuechly for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And it didn't even look the same. You know what I mean? So listen, the Panthers my team. I just feel like something was mishandled there, and I feel like they're gonna get caught. I just feel like it. I feel like they're gonna get caught. And I don't know what was the punishment. They're giving up a 4th round, 5th round draft pick or something like that.
A draft pick. I don't know which draft, but it's gonna be a draft pick.
I don't know, man. That's a rough one. You know what I mean? That's
but you know what? You got to start somewhere. You got to set precedent some way, somehow. It just so happens it happened to be your team.
Yeah, it just happened to be my team. You know what I mean? And, I don't know if the punishment. I don't think it's going to affect us that bad, but I think it'll teach them a lesson that this concussion thing is serious business. You know what I mean? And you can't do it right one time and then mess it up completely the next time. And I understand, Cam Newton is Cam Newton, and you want that guy on the field, but you got to follow the rules, man. You got to follow the rules. Exactly. So I'm gonna wrap that one up on that. So listen, I was watching the ESPN First Take yesterday on the heels of the Monday night Chicago versus Philadelphia game. And Glass, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and you ain't no stranger to this. You know how I feel about your boy Jay Cutler. Now, Stephen A. Smith went in on him, calling him, he wasn't, didn't have no leadership skills. Said he gives up on his team all the time and is well documented. I agree with that. Said that his body language was poor. Said that if the game is on the line, you can't depend on Jay Cutler. Said that the Bears organization wasted a whole lot of money and made an idiotic move and signed him to that 120. It was something like 100 and something. I think it was 109, 100 something like that. 56 million guaranteed, whatever the case may be, to that contract and that kind of thing. I agree with all of that. I've said it on the show so many times about Jay Cutler and the exercise bike that you and JB done got tired of hearing me say it. But it's almost guaranteed you're gonna see it at least twice a season. And as far as him giving up on his team, I 100% agree. We have guys. We just talked about Cam Newton. Got his block knocked off plenty of times in the season opener. Came back in the game. Jay Cutler gets a thumb injury. We heard his little boo-boo. Got a little boo-boo on my thumb. He took himself out of the game. He was like, I'm done. I can't go no more. Put the other guy in.
Okay.
Look, Jay Cutler, I ain't got nothing good to say about him. I don't.
All right. I have to admit, I used to be a Jay Cutler supporter. That used to be my boy, especially when he was in Denver.
Yeah.
He came to Chicago. I said, okay, Chicago got a chance. After what I've seen this last year, and definitely what I've seen Monday night, I can't support this man anymore. The Bears messed up by giving him all this money for a long period of time. Now we can't get rid of him because we paid him too much money. I want to say, go ahead and cut your losses. I know it's $20 million, but right now, from what you said, I haven't heard what Stephen A. said the other Tuesday morning. Yeah. What you said, I can't deny none of that. I believe that. Number one, he's not a leader. He never was a leader. If you're looking for, if your quarterback's supposed to be a leader, he's not the one. Mm-hmm. I think other players on the team should be the leader, and he's supposed to rally. Just like a Joe Flacco type situation. Mm-hmm. Other players was the leader. Joe Flacco just in there to do his job.
Right.
So that's how it should have been. It was like that when Urlacher was here. Jay Cutler was sitting in the breeze. Mm-hmm. Brandon Marshall was trying to support him, being a vocal leader. They got rid of him. I mean, you got rid of Forte, Marshall, Bennett, all good players because they said something against Jay Cutler. Mm-hmm. Jay Cutler, you got rid of Forte. Isn't that player that need to be Marshall defended upon? You know what I'm saying? And for him to, don't get me wrong, the thumb injury, I heard he either tore some ligaments or did some damage to the ligaments in the storm. And you need that. I got that. But I'll put it to you like this. The look doesn't look good.
No.
What I mean by that is, okay, you threw the interception, you take yourself out the game. I understand you got thumb ligaments, but you got to make yourself look good. Play another couple of plays, then take yourself out. You don't take yourself out after you throw an interception.
Absolutely.
And I have to agree with Pernell McPhee. Mm-hmm. When he came out on the field and looked at Cutler, told him to wake the F up.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? Listen,
so that's going to show you don't have the team. The team not even behind him anymore.
Absolutely not. It reminds me of, was that Matt Stafford? Is it Matt Stafford, the one who had the broken shoulder? Like this was in his rookie or second year or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was either him or Sam Bradford. And I think it was Matt Stafford. It was Matt Stafford. Running the quarterback sneak on the broken shoulder or whatever, showing true grit and toughness. You know what I mean?
Just this weekend with McCown on the ground.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Played through his pain, man.
Right.
I miss me with all that.
And so McCown talking about stuff like, you got to take advantage of situations, and he talked about how his snaps may be limited and his position and all that, and which makes me think Jay's like, you know what, I'm paid. I got a lot of money coming my way, regardless of how I perform.
Entitled.
Yeah, so I ain't got to do it. And granted, a lot of times the extent of the injury, we don't really know. We know it's a thumb, and I'm thinking I laugh about it. It's a thumb injury on his throwing hand. I don't know how bad that was. I just look at it like I just saw Cam Newton, quarterback, playing the same position you play, take a pounding. I just saw Andrew Luck take a beating. I saw take a beating this week. A lot of quarterbacks just took a pounding this week, and Jay Cutler comes out there, and I'm just like, oh no, this right here ain't even. But at the same time, it didn't surprise me. You see what I'm saying? It didn't surprise me at all. I was like, well, this is Jay Cutler, you know, and just like you said about Marshall and all of them. I remember Marshall was singing his praises while he was there. Like, they were the tightest of buddies. But as soon as he left, he had plenty to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, the truth comes out. I mean, you don't want to throw your man under the bus while you're playing on the same team with him and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, the Jay Cutler got a track record, okay? And everybody know about it. You know, the question is, you know, it goes back to what you were saying. You know, Chicago got to do something. They're going to just eat that money, man. You either going to eat that money or you're going to keep on coming out there dealing with the same stuff. Trust me, Jay Cutler don't want to play. He don't want to be out there. I'm telling you, he don't want to play. He just want to he has horrible body language. His demeanor is not built for football. He got the maybe next time kind of demeanor. You can't have that kind of demeanor as a quarterback of a team. I understand he has an arm. His accuracy is the question, but he has an arm. But you need more than an arm. You need the mentality. You got to have a gladiator type mentality when you're up in that game. Absolutely. I'd rather have somebody with the mental fortitude up in that game and a halfway decent arm than somebody just got an arm. Absolutely. Don't want to, just like I said, just to act like he don't want to be there. Yeah. You know, and it's a shame, especially this particular season, when you got all these young dudes on the rise, all your Osweiler, Simeons, you know, Prescott's, all these young guys out there giving it everything, and you got to do and trust me, you know, Jay Cutler is a veteran, like 11 year vet.
33 years old.
Look, he's supposed to be the guy that these young dudes supposed to be looking up to, but they looking at Jay like, no, I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, again, I think it's because they paid him what they paid him. And Glass, I know you're going to disagree. I feel like he just does not want. He just want to show up and get paid. He don't want to go out there. He don't want to take them hits. He don't even want the pressure of winning or losing a game. He don't want none of that. He just want to get paid. He just want his money.
You know what? I can't. What's the coach he on ESPN now?
Herm Edwards.
Herm Edwards. He said, I'm trying to get his quote together. What he said? He said, you got players that want to. I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna have to figure it out in a minute. But what Herm Edwards said, I totally agree.
Yeah.
You got ones that want to be there and want to give it their all, and you got the other ones that just want to see what they could do if they could get paid in this game.
Yeah.
And that's what Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler remind me of Jeff George. Yeah. I'm just gonna put it at that.
Yeah, you know, I think it's sad for the people in Chicago, man, because this is what y'all got to deal with, and y'all kind of in a bind, right? Because you know, the organization looking at it like, well, what do we do? I mean, we damned if we do it, we damned if we don't. We can bring in the backup, I forget who the backup was, you know, and still lose games, or we could keep our money man in there. He don't want to be here. He don't want to play, right? He's taking himself out of games and stuff. You know, he has a horrible team. The team turning on him. I mean, what do you do? You know, what do you do? You might as well chalk this season up as a loss. It's over already. In week 3 is over. You already see what your quarterback bringing to the table. You already see how the team is responding to him. You already see how he's being portrayed by the rest of the NFL. Chicago ain't got a chance. They really don't. You know, and they play in a tough division.
We don't. You know, I give them an 8-8 record. I don't even see 8-8 anymore if we have people like Jay Cutler. And I think I can't remember what the other one, but Herm Edwards say he want players that's committed.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to be committed for this game, because you got to give it your all. You giving it your body and your soul, basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, I've been saying this about the dude, and you know, I'd be joking. You know what I mean? But he give it to me every year. He do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be thinking I'm gonna see a different Jay Cutler, and I don't. I see the same will never know. You got what you see right there.
Absolutely. You know, and I'd be like, okay, well, you know, Chicago fans get excited for the new season. Go ahead and get that exercise bike out there. Make sure you keep it nice and shiny, because
I'm already looking at the draft. Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Absolutely, you got to. Yeah, you know. So
looking already.
So you know you know, we're going to end the show on a serious note, because you know we've been dealing with a few things here in the country now. You know, this Colin Kaepernick story been the main topic of the NFL for a while now, since before the season started, right? This started in the preseason, right? And so now it's getting to the point where we seeing more and more players join the fight. I saw in the news where a women's soccer player was being chastised about you know, her joining in, and she was white too, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then did you read the story about the little kids football team and all the little kids were.
I've seen kneeling. A lot. I've seen cheerleaders, high school cheerleaders kneel. I've seen high school football players kneel. I've seen a lot of players kneel.
So look, the message is spreading, and going into the season, the narrative was being spun around a different way. We had to deal with that wave of he's disrespecting the American flag, military. And then we had to deal with he was disrespecting the military and all that. So we had Boomer Esiason and Trent Dilfer and a host of other players, former players and public figures have a lot of negative stuff to say about Colin Kaepernick. Even I saw today that he was receiving death threats. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, one thing I would say is that he is sticking to it, and he don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to do this. There is no. I'm trying to think of the end game, right? Like, what would he be trying to do this for if it wasn't for the right reasons? You know what I'm saying? Like.
He's not been put himself out
there like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So now in the recent stuff that happened Friday, right? Was it Friday? Mm-hmm. We had the guy, the Terrence Crutcher incident, right?
Yeah. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Just last night in my backyard here in Charlotte, North Carolina, we had an incident, that incited a riot, that police had to use tear gas and all this kind of stuff. It's getting out of control. My question to you, Glass, at this particular juncture in this situation, because I think you made tweets and Facebook posts about this. We ain't heard the media say nothing. Ain't nobody saying, "Oh my God, Colin Kaepernick is causing all this drama and he being all disrespectful." The proof is out there. The video footage is in their face. It only took a matter of time for an incident to happen again during this Colin Kaepernick demonstration and protest for people to say, "Oh my God, this dude he was telling the truth." You know what I mean? Like, we can't hang this nonsense about flags and military on him now, because this is what he's talking about. You know what I mean? This is what Colin Kaepernick is talking about. Look, we tried to ignore it, right? But this is what he means, right? And I feel like, and even I felt like this before, but I feel even more now that the public can now feel like Colin Kaepernick's demonstration is justified. And I don't know if you feel the same way.
You know what the sad part about this whole situation from this weekend is that a point had to be proven.
It's sad that somebody had to die over it.
Exactly.
Right.
Lives had to be lost in order for people to finally wake up and see what Colin Kaepernick is protesting about.
Yeah.
The reason why you don't hear anything from the news, from the people that was negative about what Colin Kaepernick done, because there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
It's in the pudding. You see the videos. And the funny thing about it, just to show you how America is. Just imagine if we didn't have the video.
Right.
We didn't have the videos in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Absolutely.
This stuff could have been going on. I'm sure this stuff hasn't
been going on. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But now we got videos. Now you see the videos, you still denying it. So that just tells me about how your morals are in America, how you so entitled in America. It's get to the point where I don't know what else to do to show y'all the injustices of black men, black women, and police officers. I mean, just this weekend, you had this bomber in New York. You found him. He pulls out a gun. He's throwing shots at y'all. Hit 2 police officers. Y'all went in the shootout with him, and you guys took him into custody. You got a guy in Oklahoma who car broke down in the middle of the road. He gets out. You guys drew guns on him. He got his hands in the air going to the truck. You say you thought he was reaching for something. Remind me, years back, decade back, police ain't supposed to be fired. It's not supposed to shoot until fired upon, correct?
Absolutely. Or at least a weapon is drawn against them.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah.
So even if he did reach into the truck, you tased him. I'm sure that was enough. Wait to see what he got in his hand when you pull out. But no, you tase him and shoot him at the same time. Then what really ticks me off, and I know we talking about sports, I'm gonna get back to it, but we talking about what we talking about.
Yeah.
What really ticked me off, you shoot him and you don't even check to see his vitals, see if he's okay. You back up, you check to see if this female police officer that shot him was all right.
You're right.
But it takes you 3 to 4 minutes to go back over there, see if he's all right, if he's living. That what ticks me off.
Yeah.
And like you saying, what's going on in your backyard? They saying he came out the car with gun, and I heard he had a book he was reading, waiting on this kid.
Waiting on this kid to get off the bus. Yeah.
I have nothing but respect to the good police officers that's out there.
And it's sad because it's not enough of them. And not to cut you off on that, but one of the problems is that the good police officers, the ones who are actually doing their job of protecting and serve, for whatever reason, they got like a gag order on them or something. It's almost like they refuse to say anything. If you know you got people in your precinct who are known for doing stuff like this, say something. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got more control over what's happening than what we do. Y'all know these perpetrators. We don't find out until it's too late. You know, somebody's dead before we find out who this person is. But you know him, you work with him every day. You work with him every day.
Right. So so all y'all that out there that's mad because Kaepernick's taking a knee, we got the fists up in the air during the national anthem. Y'all can miss me with this because we never been free. If you really want to think about it, if you want to talk about it. So Colin Kaepernick, much respect. Keep on doing what you're doing. I support him 100%, 1,000%. But I'm just going to like this. The police department need to change their protocol when it comes to training.
Absolutely.
Go back to when you see a weapon, do something about it. If you know, don't shoot upon till somebody aim at you and shoot at you. Just shooting beforehand before you even see what's coming up at you.
Yeah, man.
Lives are being lost. It's just it's not like a oops, my mistake, and the person could come back. This person is dead. This person, a family lost a son, a father, a brother. So coming back from that, man. So.
But you know, part of the issue for me is in this whole shoot first stuff, and I think this is the reason why they feel like they can get away with it, and it's part of what Colin Kaepernick is saying. When I was watching the reports of the stuff that was happening last night, it took a while for them to actually release the victim's name and the officer's name and this kind of stuff. But the first thing that kind of stuck in my mind was that he was given paid leave. Like, they kill people and they paid him to sit at home for 3 weeks, right? And this was what Colin Kaepernick is talking about. Like, this is a problem. And they know that there's no repercussions. You're going to get paid for taking another black dude off the street. They pay you to do this. You see what I'm saying? This is what Colin is talking about. This is why they take the knee. And I think after the stuff that didn't happen over the last couple of days, over the weekend, we're going to see more support. Now, I had predicted that week 2 was going to have, a lot more participation in the demonstrations. But I think we saw Miami. We saw some people in the Monday night game too. Was it a couple of Philadelphia Eagles, I want to say? Yeah, but now it's going to be undeniable. If you didn't get touched by the stuff that just happened as a football player, if you one of them ones calling out people like Cam, like, I got to call out my people. I got to call out people like Cam Newton because I feel like he one of the people who need to do more. You know what I mean? But you're going to see more of it. You will see more. And I think now, because like you said, unfortunately people had to die, in order for us to get to this point. But I think the message now gets stronger. I think we see it now kind of take a different, more powerful approach, because now you kind of got the tractors kind of backed against the wall a little bit. You're like, wait a minute, dude. Like, for weeks we talked about how this wasn't about the military. For weeks we talked about how this wasn't about the flag. We were very clear about what this was about, and y'all still act like it wasn't a big deal.
Because they dodging what we really talking about.
Absolutely.
They ducking and dodging. Now they can't dodge no more. It's right there in the open. And before we get off the show, once again, I support the police. I love the police. I got friends. I got frat brothers that's police officer. Nothing against the police. You are there to protect and serve. You know what you what your job entails.
It's a tough job.
It's a tough job.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give you the right to shoot people without being shot at.
Absolutely.
You got a bulletproof vest on. And I don't know about police officer get shot at, but you got a better advantage than the person that you're shooting at.
I don't know if it's just that whole I just want to get home tonight mentality. You're a police officer, you don't never know what kind of situation you're going into. And I know most of them got that mentality is I just want to make it home.
I got that. But if you ain't built for the job, don't take the job.
Absolutely. That's the way I see it too. I mean, because I'm not going to sign up to be a police officer because I know what the job entails. I don't want no part of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be called to no situation where I might get killed. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
That's like, why I'm not the type of dude.
And, you know, all respect to military people and military families and everybody who do all that. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to fight for this country. No, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? I don't care who get mad about it. I ain't the guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it just ain't set up for me to do that. I mean, the bad outweighs the good in that situation. And for a person like myself, I'm not going to be a police officer to get forced into these situations where I might get killed when ain't nothing really good going to come out of it for me. I'm not going to fight for the country that's been oppressing my people for, and I ain't going to get into my soapbox, but I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do it. You know, I'm just saying. You get somebody else to do that, you know, until my people get the proper education, get paid equally as other people, you know, get the same opportunities as other people. Maybe I'll fight for the country then, but for right now, I can kiss my ass. You know, that's the way I feel about it. You know, that's just me.
I'm behind you all the way on that sentiment, man. All behind you, bro.
That's just me. You know, anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I don't know our last topic, it was going to get like that because that's just the nature of it and everything. But I wanted to talk about, you know, Jay Cutler and concussion stuff. And, you know, we're going to continue to give you guys the top stories and everything. But, you know, the Team Boy TV week is just really getting started. We still got Sunday morning. We still got Monday night. You know, we still, you know, we actually still got Saturday too. So we got a lot more Team Boy TV programming coming up this week. Anyway, Glass, it's been a pleasure having you on again, as always. Go ahead and let everybody know what's going on with you, man.
Hey, man, appreciate the conversation. I need to get that out. I'm sure you probably had to get that out too, man. But anyway, we do talk about sports most of the time.
Most of the time.
Just to let y'all know that. Anyway, man, if you don't see me here on T-Boy TV, whether it's live, whether it's 3 and Out, follow me at Get With It Sports, place where you get your sports a little swag. We got a slew of podcasts on Get With It Sports Media at Spreaker.com. Download the app. Search for Get With It Sports Media. You can find the NFL Weekly Picks. You can find our 2 cent deposit on sports. You can find my Mile High Stampede, which is a Denver Broncos podcast. Follow me, Facebook, Twitter at Get With It Sports. Check out the blog page at getwithitsports.wordpress.com. And email address is getwithitsports2. That's the number 2 at gmail.com.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And, you know, we right now, one of the topics that we unfortunately we have to deal with is we have to talk about this race stuff on the sports show because it does have a sports connotation. It really does. But anyway, you know, the people who are watching us live on the Facebook, we definitely appreciate all the support you guys have been giving this show. And then when you guys watching it in the future on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, you guys love it on YouTube. You know, we put it up there later. Unfortunately, you can't be here live for the reactions and stuff like that. But you guys still show your support on YouTube, and we definitely appreciate it. Again, like I said, we are here every Wednesday morning on Facebook Live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Next time we'll see you guys will be on Sunday morning. Me and the lovely Vernie B will give you guys the Sunday morning game time show, which you guys showed a lot of support for. Everybody came out last Sunday morning, which we definitely appreciate. The show was a lot of fun. It was great. And then, of course, me, Glass, JB, will give you all of Sunday's action on Monday night on Team Boy TV Live. You guys have always been a cool audience, and you guys show Team Boy TV a lot of love, and Get With It Sports a lot of love as well. We definitely appreciate it. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at TeamBoydTV. And I think that's our show for this week, Glass. It's pretty good, though. You know, we got deep.
Oh, yeah.
Deep. You know what I'm saying?
Every out there, I put on my scuba gear.
Yeah, we get deep. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys have a good one, and we'll catch y'all later. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Peace.